The kitchen smells of sugar and silence. I mix dough just to keep my hands busy. Flour dusts the counter like snowfall that never melts. KH letter 1EA3I stands in the doorway, eyes tired, lips pressed thin. He says work is swallowing me whole. I tell him it's the only thing I can control. We argue in low voices, afraid of what anger might break. The timer dings, but I forget what I was baking. He leaves the room, and the air feels heavier. That's when the doorbell rings. My mother's voice floats in before she does. She carries soup and a small white bottle. Her perfume arrives before her smile. "These are natural vitamins," she says gently. "They helped a friend's daughter get pregnant." Her tone leaves no space for refusal. I nod, pretending gratitude. KH letter 1EA3I thanks her, unaware of the chill in my stomach. Mother watches as I hold the bottle. The label says Harmony Plus hormonal support. The font is elegant, the promise soft. "Take 2 every night," she instructs. Her eyes glimmer with certainty, not love. After she leaves, I place the bottle on the counter. It feels too light, too deliberate. I swallow 2 pills before bed, just to quiet her voice in my head. That night, sleep comes heavy and strange. Dreams flicker of children I can't reach. Morning arrives with fog pressing against the windows. KH letter 1EA3, I kisses my forehead and leaves early. I sit alone at the table, the bottle staring back. By afternoon, I'm dizzy but ignore it. I tell myself it's just exhaustion. Mom calls to remind me not to forget the pills. Her voice sounds too calm, like someone watching from a distance. Days blur into one another, sweet dough and bitter thoughts. Each night, I take the pills and feel less awake. My body starts to shift in small, unkind ways. My heartbeat slows when it should race. My skin feels tighter around my bones. KH letter 1EA3, I says I look pale. Mom says it means the medicine is working. I stop correcting them both. The bakery opens at dawn, but I'm already drained. Customers smile, unaware that I'm breaking. Sugar sticks to my fingers. I can't taste sweetness anymore. Mom visits unannounced one evening. She replaces the bottle without asking. Consistency is key, she reminds me. I want to scream, but only nod. KH letter 1EA3, I hugs her goodbye, grateful for her help. When the door closes, I feel my throat burn. Something inside me is shrinking, not growing. The house hums with quiet judgment. In the mirror, I barely recognize myself. My reflection looks calm, but my pulse says otherwise. I line up the bottles on the shelf, white soldiers in a silent war. Each one promises hope and delivers fog. The next morning, I wake before dawn, restless. I stare at the pills and whisper to no one. Maybe this is the price of being loved. Then I take 2 more. The changes start quietly, like whispers behind walls. My body feels heavier each morning. The mirror tells stories my voice can't. A shadow of hair appears along my jaw. My skin roughens, my voice lowers. KH letter 1EA3I asks if I'm working too much again. I lie and say yes because truth sounds insane. The pills rattle in their bottle every night. I swallow them with water and regret. Mother calls to check in, her voice syrupy sweet. She asks if I'm following her instructions. I tell her I never miss a dose. She sighs with satisfaction, like a queen counting victories. Sleep turns to stone. Dreams taste like metal and fear. At the bakery, the smell of sugar makes me sick. My hands shake while piping frosting. A customer asks if I'm okay. I smile too wide and say it's just the weather. KH letter 1EA3, I touches my shoulder that night, hesitant. He says I feel colder than usual. He blames the stress, the hormones, anything but betrayal. I start keeping notes in a small blue notebook. Every symptom, every call, every lie. The pattern builds like a puzzle I don't want to finish. One evening, I forget to take the pills. For the first time in weeks, I dream of nothing. The silence in my sleep feels like freedom. The next morning, Mom shows up uninvited. She replaces the bottle before I notice. Her eyes scan my face like a scientist checking results. "You look stronger," she says proudly. Her words make my stomach twist. She stirs tea, adds honey, then drops something in. "Just to calm your nerves." I watch the liquid swirl like a secret I can't name. After she leaves, I pour the tea down the sink. That night, I press my ear to the wall, searching for my heartbeat. It sounds slower, deeper, foreign. KH letter 1EA3 I sleeps beside me, unaware of the war inside my veins. The next morning, my voice cracks mid-sentence. It's lower, raspier, like someone else speaking through me. The fear blooms like a bruise. At dinner, I ask Mom if the vitamins have side effects. She smiles, slicing her food with surgical grace. "Beauty comes with adjustment," she says. Her calmness feels colder than any diagnosis. I excuse myself, lock the bathroom door, and stare at my reflection. My features look rearranged. I whisper, "Who are you becoming?" No answer comes back. Later that week, my sister Mai visits. Her smile is too careful. She glances at the pill bottle, then at me. Mom's voice echoes from her phone in another room. If she has a baby, she's gone for good. Mai's silence confirms everything. I stand frozen, every breath sharp as glass. That night, I don't sleep. The truth sits beside me like an unwanted guest. By dawn, I make a decision. I'll call my old doctor tomorrow. No more pills. No more pretending. Whatever this is, it ends with me. The clinic smells like antiseptic and mercy. Dr. Huang greets me with eyes that remember my old strength. She asks when the symptoms began. I tell her 3 weeks after my mother's, vitamins. Her pen pauses midair. She orders blood work, hormone panels, full analysis. Her voice stays calm, but I see the tension in her jaw. The nurse draws vials of my blood, like taking secrets from my veins. When the door closes, I finally exhale. For the first time, I'm not imagining it. Something real is happening inside me. At home, I stare at the new bottle on the counter. Its label glows under the kitchen light. I don't touch it that night. 2 days later, Dr. Huang calls. Her tone is sharper than usual. "Come in, we need to talk." My hands tremble all the way to the hospital. She sits me down, sliding papers across the desk. Numbers and charts fill the page. "Your testosterone is 10 times the normal level," she says. I blink, unable to process the words. This is not stress. This is chemical interference. I whisper, "The pills." She nods once, heavy with understanding. "We tested them. They contain synthetic hormones, not vitamins." My throat burns. I ask if it can be reversed. She hesitates, then speaks carefully. "If stopped now, recovery is possible. Long-term use could cause infertility." The room tilts. The chair creaks beneath me like it might collapse. My mother's face flashes behind my eyelids, calm and cruel. Dr. Huang reaches across the desk, steadying my shaking hands. "You're being poisoned," she says softly. Her words echo in the hollow space inside me. "How long has she been giving you these?" "Since the clinic visit, almost a month." "That's enough to cause serious disruption," she murmurs. I stare at the blood results again, black ink proof of betrayal. My body was turned against me by someone who claimed to love me. I ask what to do next. She tells me to stop the pills immediately, bring all remaining bottles. She will document everything. We'll start detox treatment and hormone therapy. I nod, though my mind is somewhere else, back in my kitchen, watching my mother stir tea with her perfect smile. On the drive home, the city looks sharper, crueler. Every streetlight hums like accusation. I arrive to find another bottle waiting on the counter. KH letter 1EA3 I greets me, asks how the appointment went. I say I'm fine. He kisses my forehead and leaves for a late meeting. When the house falls quiet, I hold the bottle in both hands. I unscrew the cap and pour the pills into the sink. They clatter against the metal like hailstones. I run the water until the last one disappears. Then I open a notebook and begin to write everything. Dates, symptoms, words, lies. Every truth I'd been forced to swallow. The first line reads, "She tried to own my body." The second, "She failed." The next morning begins with a list. Every date, every symptom, every lie. The notebook grows heavier with truth. KH letter 1EA3 I reads quietly, his face pale and rigid. He doesn't speak for a long time. Finally, he says, "We need evidence, not emotion." His calm steadiness steadies me too. We set up a hidden camera in the kitchen. I label the new bottle with the date and time. When Mother visits, I act normal. She brings tea, her perfume thick as ever. Her hands move with practiced grace. She replaces the bottle again, humming softly. The camera blinks once, red light tiny but alive. After she leaves, I replay the footage. It captures everything. The exchange, the replacement, her satisfied smile. That night, I can't sleep. Every tick of the clock feels like warning. I start recording our phone calls too. Her words drip with control. "You sound tired, sweetheart. Maybe skip work tomorrow." "I'm fine, Mom." "Take care of yourself. Take your pills." Each sentence sounds like an order disguised as care. Dr. Huang helps me gather lab documents. She labels each test with precise handwriting. "Keep backups," she advises. Truth needs protection. KH letter 1EA3. I buys a small safe for the evidence. We store the pills, recordings, and reports inside. Our house becomes both shelter and war room. My visit's a week later, holding pastries. Her smile wavers when she sees the cameras. "Mom says you're still upset," she whispers. "I just want peace." "Peace doesn't come from poison," I reply quietly. Her eyes flick to the counter, guilt swimming there. I press record on my phone, hidden under the napkin. My sighs. "She said it would calm you. She promised it wasn't dangerous." "She lied," I say. My looks away, voice trembling. "I didn't know, I swear." But her tone carries the weight of doubt. After she leaves, I play the recording for KH letter 1EA3I. He rubs his temples, exhausted. "They're still trying to control the story," he says. "They'll claim you're unstable." I nod, then we'll make the truth louder. Over the next days, I print everything. Photos of my skin changes. Voice recordings showing the drop in tone. Video stills of my mother switching pills. We organize them into folders marked medical, family, proof. Each label feels like a shield. Dr. Huang reviews the files, expression grim. "This is deliberate sabotage," she confirms. "You need legal help." The next morning, we meet a lawyer downtown. He studies the documents silently. When he looks up, his eyes are sharp. "This isn't a misunderstanding. This is assault." The word lands heavy but right. As we drive home, the sky darkens with rain. KH letter 1EA3 I squeezes my hand. "We're not victims anymore," he says. I look out the window at the storm. For the first time in weeks, I believe him. The war has a name now, and so does my power. The invitation arrives wrapped in gold. My parents' 40th anniversary, it reads. KH letter 1EA3 I hesitates before asking if I'll go. "Yes," I answer, "it's time." The night of the party smells of perfume and control. The ballroom glitters, full of laughter and lies. Mother spots me first, smile polished and false. "My beautiful girl," she says, pulling me close. Her touch feels colder than glass. "You look stronger," she adds, meaning something else. Father greets KH letter 1EA3I with forced warmth. Their friends crowd around, pretending nothing happened. I wear black instead of soft colors. Armor, not decoration. The speech begins, my father's voice loud and proud. He talks of family loyalty, of legacy. Each word slices deeper. When he raises his glass, I step forward. May I say something? I ask. The room hushes, curiosity rippling like wind. I want to thank you all for coming, I begin. But tonight, I need to tell the truth. KH letter 1EA3. I connects the tablet to the screen behind us. The first image flashes, medical reports, hormone charts. Gasps echo through the hall. These aren't rumors, I continue steadily. These are the results of being poisoned by my own mother. Mother's smile cracks instantly. She shakes her head, voice trembling with fury. She's delusional, it's the stress talking. Dr. Huang steps from the crowd, calm and certain. I conducted the tests myself, she says. These substances are synthetic testosterone. The whispers turn sharp. Father slams his glass down. This is a private matter, he growls. Not anymore, I reply. KH letter 1EA3, I clicks to the next slide. Video footage of mother. Her hands switching bottles, her face composed. Someone gasps loudly. Mother lunges toward the screen. Turn that off. KH letter 1EA3, I blocks her path. Stay where you are, he warns quietly. The recording changes to audio. If she has a baby, we lose her forever. Mother's voice fills the hall like poison in the air. Mike collapses in tears near the doorway. She made me deliver them, she sobs. I thought they were harmless. The crowd shifts, stepping away from my parents. Their friends look at them with horror, not sympathy. Father tries one last time to control the story. You're destroying this family, he hisses. I lift my chin. You destroyed it the moment you tried to own me. Silence stretches before sirens wail outside. 2 officers step through the doors. Someone must have called them already. Mother's defiance falters as they approach. Her knees buckle, father grabs her arm. This isn't over, she whispers. Yes, I say, it is. They lead her away under flashing lights. Guests watch, frozen between disbelief and pity. Dr. Huang turns to me quietly. You did what needed to be done. KH letter 1EA3, IS hand finds mine, steady and warm. The room feels lighter, almost human again. I breathe for the first time without fear. The truth doesn't whisper anymore. It roars. The courthouse smells of paper and consequence. Reporters murmur outside, cameras flashing like judgment. I sit beside KH letter 1EA3I, my hands folded tightly. Across the aisle, mother looks smaller than memory. Her cardigan perfect, her eyes hollow. My sits behind her lawyer, head bowed. The clerk reads the charges slowly. Tampering with medication, reckless endangerment, attempted harm. Each word feels both heavy and freeing. The judge listens, expression carved from stone. When Dr. Huang testifies, the courtroom stills. She was poisoned intentionally, she says. Her calm voice slices through the air. My lawyer presents the footage, the recordings, the blood tests. No one looks at mother anymore. She stares at the floor, lips trembling. When the verdict comes, it sounds distant. Guilty, 18 months probation, heavy fines. A sentence that feels too light, yet final. Mai receives a reduced penalty for cooperation. Father does not attend the hearing. His absence weighs less than I expected. Outside, microphones rise like thorns. Do you have a statement? Someone calls. I breathe once and speak clearly. This is not about revenge. It's about autonomy. KH letter 1EA3, IS hand rests on my back, grounding me. That night, the bakery smells of vanilla again. We hang new lights above the counter. The customers don't mention the case, but they know. Their kindness fills the space my family left behind. I start writing a book about survival. Each chapter feels like cleansing a wound. Months pass, my body heals slowly. Hormone levels stabilize, voice softens, sleep returns. Dr. Huang smiles when she says the word recovery. The bakery expands. We open a sixth location. KH letter 1EA3, I calls it rebirth. I just call it peace. We start a small foundation for women's health. Letters arrive from strangers who saw the news. Their stories echo mine, control disguised as love. One morning, I find out I'm pregnant. The test line appears faint but sure. Tears fall before I can stop them. KH letter 1EA3, I lifts me off the floor in silence. His joy fills the room like sunlight. 3 years after the first appointment, our daughter is born. Tiny fingers, steady heartbeat, a second chance. Her name is Lin, meaning soul. She sleeps against my chest, breathing soft and sure. My visits with flowers and a quiet apology. Trust rebuilds slowly, like spring after frost. Mother never writes from probation, and that's enough. Her silence is the only gift I'll keep. At night, I hold Lin near the window. City lights shimmer across her face. Family is not ownership, I whisper. It's choice and kindness and truth. KH letter 1EA3, I wraps his arm around us. The world outside hums with possibility. Tomorrow, I'll speak at a women's health forum. But tonight, I just breathe. The war is over. My body, my voice, my life, all mine again. Morning light spills across the nursery walls. Lynn stirs softly in her crib, tiny hands curling like petals. KH letter 1EA3, I brings coffee, his smile quiet and steady. The world feels fragile, but no longer dangerous. I glance at the photo on the dresser, mother, younger, unbroken. For a moment, I almost feel pity. Then I remember the pills, the lies, the bruised silence. Forgiveness is not forgetting, it's choosing freedom. Outside, the city hums with ordinary life. The bakery opens in an hour. New staff, new recipes, new laughter. I've built something that no one can poison again. Lynn opens her eyes, dark and curious. She looks at me like I'm the beginning of her world. I whisper, you'll grow knowing love never cages. KH letter 1EA3, I wraps his arm around my shoulder. We stand there, watching morning arrive. The air smells of cinnamon and peace. For the first time in years, my heartbeat feels like music. Not survival, not fear, just life. The past still exists, but it no longer owns me. I step forward, holding my daughter close. Whatever comes next, I'll meet it whole.